This bolt is turning into be quite a little bit of a challenge, but today I am definitely going to try and remove the bell housing so that we can have access to the flywheel, so I can put the flywheel lock on and hopefully remove it. This is my 1978 Porsche 924. It's a 3-owner car with very low miles. It's 46,000 original miles, and it is in pretty good shape. And I've had it for about 9 years, and it's been sitting for most of that, and that's why we are getting it back on the road. Let's go! I just took off the exhaust because it was just hanging on by the last hanger. So I got that out of the way. I should have some more access now to get to the bell housing. There are 5 of these 19mm bolts that look kind of like they look like a pain in the ass to get out. They are in some difficult spots, so we'll see how easy that is. Oh, and then we gotta remove the shifter, how it bolts onto the torque tube, because we might have to twist and shove the torque tube back. So let's start with that. And that is down here. We just gotta remove these little bolts. I was thinking there for a second maybe we don't have to, but I'm just gonna do it just in case, because it's better to have it off than to like struggle with it underneath and trying to bang it against the insides here. And that is just 2 little 10mm bolts on both sides here. For some reason I thought they were 10mm, but they're 13, so this should do it. Don't forget these guys. To note, it was the flat on the bottom, and then this guy with the teeth on top. Wow. It's really on there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Usually you can just remove the bolts and then pull it off. It seems to be stuck on something, maybe just the foam, maybe there's some straps in there, not sure. We're gonna cross that bridge later when we get there. So let's roll under the car and get started on that bell housing and try to get that off so we can get to the flywheel. All right, here we go. Oh, these bolts are on tight. I think I'm gonna need some leverage. Breaker bar, here we come. Yes, it is a lot easier. And to make it even more fun, I guess the bottom ones are 17s and the top ones are 19. So yeah, I'm gonna need that 19 after all. But I only have a deep socket, so that will be interesting when we get to the tight places. Some of these bolts were really tight, but with the breaker bar, it was easy to get them going. And luckily, this car does not have a lot of rust or corrosion, so all the bolts were nice and clean, and they just came out very easy. But they always throw you a curveball. There's a nut back here you have to loosen too. Now, in theory, we should be able to just pull this torque tube back, but it's still attached to the clutch cable. Hoping I don't have to do that if I'm just pulling it back, but I guess we will find out. So let's try and pull it back and see what happens. Let's actually remove the little bolts on the torque tube itself to separate from the bell housing. Maybe that's gonna be easier. They are 17s, so we gotta go get 17 sockets, or we can just use the one we already had, because I forgot that we were using it for the bell housing, and we have it right here. I don't want to bang my fingers, so we are going to use a bar like this. So much easier. Okay, this one up in the corner is giving me all kinds of trouble, so let's see, maybe I need a joint on there. All right, let's see, we have an extension. Would this even work? I think that did it. It looks like it's tilting a little bit, so I'm gonna jack up the engine a little bit on the front here to see if we can level this out. The workshop manual does say something about putting a little block right about here, so I am going to do that. It's not the same block that they say in the manual, because I haven't been able to make that, but something like this should suffice. Yeah, I might need to go even higher. So right here at this, a little bit of an angle. And it doesn't really want to come off. Let's see if we can just pull it from back here. Now we are hitting this little exhaust hanger back here, which is a little bit of a problem. Definitely has come loose here, but I might have to remove this to properly get this torque tube all the way back. Let's try and do that now. Just removing these 13 nuts here. There we go. I don't know why it doesn't want to go back together, but let's put these ones on. And now I should be able to pull this off. Let's go see what that did. Yeah, so that's almost all the way out. Looks like we're stuck with this hanger too, so maybe I should also do this. Yes. All right, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna pull it all the way back because then I have to put it all back together. So this is probably easier. Now I'm gonna go and try and pull this all the way back. So when I said earlier in the video, at the start of the video, that the shifter needed to come off and I was gonna deal with it later if it needed to, really. Seems to be stuck on something, maybe just the foam. We're gonna cross that bridge later when we get there. Well, we're here. I think that's what's stopping the torque tube from going all the way to the back. So I think we just need to, yeah, like that. There we go. Yeah, that was the issue. The shifter got stuck, but all I need to do was kind of just separate the foam and get the foam around the, well, I'm gonna show you. I need to get the foam around this one. So it was sitting like this and I kind of just like peel it back and then I could pull it out. So it was what I remembered, but I just didn't remember very well. And this is still, the plastic here is still nice and firm because this has like 48,000 miles, very low mileage car. So now that the shifter is gone, I should be able to pull the torque tube all the way back to clear it from the bell housing. So let's see how that goes. But why is this bell housing so stubborn? There is the 5th bolt that I thought there was on the bell housing, and it's behind the clutch cable release thing. So I am going to go and try and take that off if I can find my 17mm socket that seems to have gone missing. So the 5th and last bolt is right here behind this clutch release thing. So I'm gonna try and get that out now. I tried for a little bit trying to get this bolt loose, but it just kept spinning, and I discovered from the top there that there is a nut on the back that we need to remove. I think this is best approach from the top of the engine, so we're gonna try that. This is gonna be the last thing I do tonight because it's starting to get dark. I want to put up all the lights, and I'm just done a lot today. Hopefully this is easy. Well, it looks like I might have spoken too soon. It is a very, very tight fit in there, and it is getting really hard to get the wrench and see and just get anything done with this bolt. And the same bolt that was above the clutch cable, I thought I had removed it, but I guess I didn't. So I'm doing it from below. It's really, really fiddly, but I think that's the easiest way. Finally. All right, I got the last bolt out, or I think it's the last bolt. I can't see any other bolts, but I'm gonna have to look it up now because the bell housing is still stuck. I know there's some clutch release bearing and stuff on the 944. I didn't think there was one on this. It might be that the clutch cable where it connects to the spindle there, that has to come off. I thought I could just pull it back and have it attached, but I'm gonna have to read some more and find out what's going on. And next time on Marius Tries to Rebuild This Porsche 924, I appreciate every single one of you watching. If you haven't subscribed, that's very easy and helps me a ton. And also comment below if you have any questions, or just comment for any reason you want. I try to keep these episodes as interesting as I can. Sometimes they'll be longer, sometimes they'll be shorter, but I try to group them into subject matter that kind of makes sense. And I have tons of stuff to do on this car, so hopefully you guys will stick around, and let's get this car back on the road. That is it for today. I can't do any more. It's getting dark and I am dirty. I gotta pack all my tools, and we'll continue this journey another day.